No surprise here. Oh, here's Tracy. Oh, I gotta back that camera up. No surprise, we're running a little behind. We just had customers in. Everybody wants wine. So Kate is over there furiously getting, is that crushed ice? Did you crush the ice?
I crushed ice, and then this one, I did.
She's crushing the ice. She's doing all kinds of crazy stuff over there. We are so excited about this wine-based cocktails.
Yeah, I was reading it. It sounds delicious.
It sounds crazy, right? Wait, let me back up.
So good.
Let me back you up so people can see you.
And I was laughing because
there.
every time you do a wine or something, you're always like, grapefruit. That tastes great.
She's like she has Tourette's when she tastes. She's like just yells out something. It's really funny.
And sometimes it's not appropriate when I taste.
I still have my mask on.
Sometimes it's not appropriate when I taste. I'll just start yelling. I'll be like, Band-Aids!
And we're like, what's wrong with her? Is she okay?
We're like,
Okay, so can you see this on?
not yet.
Okay. All right. Well, we're getting it together. You guys should get some ice and get glasses and like a mixing spoon and
Okay, I didn't get the recipe.
Oh, these are the recipes that the bottles that she is now going to sell that you can make with them. If you're here, let us know. Comment.
okay.
We can't see anyone yet.
There was one on the website, I think that said the grapefruit, right?
Oh, well, these are extra recipes that you can make.
Oh,
Look at this.
Does that look?
Look at these pretty, like, oh my gosh, it's so good with the little GG&R stickers. Oh, I see people. Oh, hi, Karen. What's up? Hi, Joe. Did you guys get all your stuff, your goodies? Ooh,
Oh, yum.
Look
This
at
is
this.
delicious.
Okay. I think I
So my grapefruit, strawberry is delicious.
Yeah, that's all the garnish for the drink.
That's
Like
garnish.
we're making
Okay,
it.
I'm super excited for this. This is, I've never done one cocktails.
Neither have we.
And here comes Ariel.
Here comes Ariel. Here comes Ariel.
Oh my.
Oh my gosh.
Chips, chocolate.
I know.
What's this?
Okay. Chocolate.
Coming in.
Okay, she's coming in hot.
Come on in.
Coming in hot. Oh my gosh, what is hot?
Can you move that?
Oh yes. Wait, don't sit on it. It's perfect. See, look. There goes the light. Oh, whoops. Hi guys. Here we are again.
So where did you get these recipes, the bonus recipes?
I will get into that in just a second. Let's go ahead and make our first cocktail because I think that everyone is probably ready.
Cocktails.
Why?
Okay, so go ahead and Christy, can you?
Oh, and Lloyd is here. You want ice in all your?
Yes, can you please put some ice in all of our cups?
Okay.
And then we are going to start.
No, that's not it.
Can I just say this?
Hi, Lloyd.
So cute. Okay, so Brandon was like, "Hey, we got this spirit specialist, and he's really fun. Makes great cocktails with wine. It's the new thing. You know, a lot of people are doing it, and there's a lot of great products out there right now. So we were like, okay, yeah, let's try it. So he's going to do 2 cocktails with us that are truly like real cocktails. Christy and I wanted to add on to that because that's what we do.
Well, they only wanted to do 2 cocktails, and we were like, no, we probably need more for this crowd.
Yeah. So anyway. We were going to do just 2 wines, and then we were like, hey, let's have some fun, and let's do something with these 2. So what we decided to do is we have the Tarima. Yeah.
Your Tarima.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Well, oh, I'm sitting on it. So cushiony, I couldn't even tell. Okay. So we are gonna. This is one of those patio pounder wines. You know that.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Okay. So can I
so
have mine?
we had a little, light wine,
Yes.
and we were like, oh, that'll be fine to do before the cocktails. But then we're like, oh, let's zhuzh it up and have some fun. So we decided to infuse it with basil.
I love it.
Basil. She said basil, and I was like, "You mean mint?" And she said, "No, just basil."
Yes, just pour it. Go ahead and pour that over your ice. Now, if you're getting super fancy and you have a muddler and you want to muddle it, you can muddle that with the lime. Oh, I didn't get our sodas.
Oh, I'll go get them.
Okay,
Grapefruit and lime, right?
yes, and we need coconut water too. Okay. So anyway, so yeah, I mean, obviously the Tarima is loud enough. It's light enough that you can just, have a pre-drink cocktail with that and you're gonna be fine. But summer's coming up, and you know how like you go to a hotel and they have remember going to hotels? I don't know. But, they have the water that are infused with sometimes it's herbs and sometimes it's cucumbers, sometimes it's fruit, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just nice and light and refreshing. So we were like, why don't we do that with the Tarimas? So that's what we did for you guys. We added, you got to top it with a little lime soda.
This is the Tarima. Remember that pretty blue bottle? You guys
That's
see it?
yours. So you squeeze a little lime in there. And then top it with a little lime soda. And then drop a couple strawberries in there. And you can muddle it if you want. Or you can just, slowly.
Okay. I'm so curious as to what everybody thinks about this one because it's so different. Did we get all the ingredients?
Yeah. So everyone should have your recipe card. So did you pour it? I kind of liked it with more of the soda water in it. So we're kind of playing with the recipe. So it should be to our liking. We liked 2 ounces of the wine with 2.5 ounces of the soda. So that's super light. You can have many of those by the pool. Many.
Delicious.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think the basil is what makes this.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I'm in South Beach.
Ariel's in South Beach with this cocktail.
I'm in the South
Ariel, stick a hand in. So she doesn't want to be on camera, but
Okay, so
it's really cute.
So anyway, this little wine spritzer here. So that's what Brandon told me. He was like, okay, when people think of wine cocktails, they usually just think of a spritzer, which is fine. I love a spritzer.
I love spritzers.
And also if you want to lighten up your alcohol intake, so you throw a little club soda in there, but you can throw whatever kind of fruit. You can throw a simple syrup in there too if you wanted. But I kind of like it light and refreshing like
Delicious.
that. So
yeah.
but this was with the warmer weather coming in mind. And so anyway, I got sidetracked. Brandon's guy, Daniel, he's going to make real cocktails, not just spritzers. We're like, oh, well, we're GG&R. We're just going to throw some club soda and fruit in there and call it a day, But
He actually is like a mixologist.
he is.
Yeah.
And you know what? We tested them. We didn't have the recipe, so we just kind of winged it. And we were like, oh my gosh, I don't know. When we swirled the wine, we're like, this smells really strong. I don't know. The cocktails are so good.
So good.
They're so complex. you know, it's there's more going on than the little spritz. So it's pretty exciting that you can do that with just wine and syrups. You love this?
This is great. It's like, I feel like
Is this a
sangria meets.
Is this a patio pounder?
Right? Yes.
Okay, what does it go with?
Oh, so for the pairing, this we didn't do any real special pairing. I do want to tell you, Daniel suggested the potato chips and the dark chocolate with sea salt. So you might save a little bit of that for his cocktails, but for us, for ours, we just kind of put together a platter of some.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're
so-
like, oh, something different, like chocolate and
Mhm.
yummy.
So what's everyone saying here? Let's get back to that.
Joe is here. Oh, that was 8 minutes ago. Gathering the tools. Nice, light, and tasty.
And we said
With
yummy.
the strawberry.
Ooh, the basil simple syrup.
Oh, Lori.
That would be good.
Lori, I love that idea. So you guys, just so you guys know, this Lori here, she's famous. She's my old boss, and she has a winery in Oregon. So if you ever go to Oregon, Lori, can you ship to Florida now? I know you couldn't before.
Oregon.
Yeah. So anyway, Lori, and Renee own Hip Chicks Do Wine. That was my first wine gig.
Oh.
And I love them. They're awesome, and their business is fabulous. So it was the first urban women-owned winery. And correct me if I'm wrong, Lori. I know it might have just been the first urban winery in Oregon and Portland. So anyway, she said it's good with smoked almonds. Yes, we have some smoked almonds. We should
Get them?
Sure.
All right. We'll put your expertise to the test, Lori.
Yeah, Lori, we're gonna test you. We have some smoked almonds. Christy's gonna go grab them. So anyway, chocolate's always good. I don't know what Karen's idea was. What was Karen's idea? Oh, I muddled strawberries with the basil, and the chunks of berries are delicious. That sounds awesome.
That sounds really good. I like it with the strawberries.
Yeah. And you know, one day we're gonna do this in person where we can like muddle and do all that stuff. But I mean, we could barely get it together to get the glasses on the table right now tonight. So we're winging it. Yeah. Cheers. 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 Ah. So
mystery glass.
okay. Gosh, I mean, maybe we make this second cocktail too, so that we don't go over. You know, when Daniel's gonna get on at 6 and show us his fabulousness and how to mix everything.
Like for real.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry, but I just can't get over the smell. It smells so good.
it smells so refreshing.
Yeah.
I think it's the basil.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's working.
Yeah, I love it. Do you guys want to make the next cocktail? I mean, actually, so the next cocktail, it's 5:46. I went ahead and added the syrup into the wine for the second one, the grapefruit mint La Forêt spritzer. So you do not have to worry about that. When Daniel comes on, he will show us how to mix everything for his. Joy, I missed it. What are the other papers? Oh yeah, okay, sorry. So as you can see, you can use any wine you have basically to make just like a fun little spritzer, you know. But if you do want to make these real cocktails, you need to like up your game a little. So these are the two that Daniel brought us. They're fortified wines, and they last for a few months. So it's, the commitment isn't like, when you get a bottle of wine, you got to drink it right away. So you can hold on to these. There's lots of different cocktails you can make with them. So he picked these two that are on the sheet for tonight. And then the website for these wines, we went ahead and went on there, and they have like 18 to 20 different recipes that you can do, just like suggestions of things to pair with them to make different kinds of cocktails.
These are number 3 and number 4.
Yeah, those are number 3 and number 4. So anyway, we just went on there and we picked a few that we thought sounded interesting that didn't have really complicated, ingredients that you could use with just stuff you have at home. So they're just suggestions, if you were like, oh, that's kind of fun having a wine-based cocktail and not doing like liquor all the time, So if you wanted to buy a bottle, you don't have to just commit to that one recipe that we poured for you. You can, there's a bunch of other things you can do. Those are just suggestions. So if you're interested in trying more, that's all. We're just full of information.
We are just full of information. It was a process.
And we earned these cocktails.
Yeah, we did.
Woo-ha. Woo-ha.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
Okay, should we try an almond? No, what?
No, I mean like
Yeah,
fresh.
get the, like Timmy Connecting. You have another bucket?
Let's get more glasses.
Oh,
Or
okay.
that.
Let's dirty all the glasses.
Or that. All right, we'll just dirty all the glasses.
Okay.
I'm glad I didn't wear that dress.
I don't know what she's talking about. I'm just
It
gonna
was
drink
really
my cocktail. Pamplemousse. Yes, that's grapefruit in French. And le pois. My kids had me research, which I should have known anyways. It means the cross in French. I don't know why it's called that, but I love the pamplemousse. Pamplemousse. It's like a fun word to say. That's grapefruit.
Okay. Cocktail number 2.
So we like to make it, nice and easy for you folks out there. So we mixed it up for you in number 2. All you need to do is put number 2 over ice, which is the La Forêt. So last week we did the Chardonnay we did was the Druhan La Forêt Chardonnay. And this week we're doing the Druhan La Forêt Pinot Noir, which is totally random. I don't really know why that happened, but
It did.
it did.
It happened. We're going with it.
Lori says grapefruit wines are great with rosemary too.
Oh.
And ginger.
All right.
Hence
So
the
next
name.
time we do it.
So Lori, when I first started the business, I used to, every event that I would do, I would have ginger, grapefruit, and rosemary sangria. That was before I sold wine. Now I'm like, that's way too complicated. Let me just open this bottle of wine. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What did she say, Karen? I like this. It's a little like if mulled wine and sangria had a baby. I totally agree with that. Yeah, so that is because of the syrup, which is the Royal Roses, cardamoms,
Yes.
and clove syrup.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
She has a couple bottles here now.
So Brandon and the guys also do. Oh, I'm sorry. Put into your drink grapefruit seltzer. I already did the syrup, and then you can do a grapefruit slice and a sprig of mint. Oh, I put the mint.
You put the mint in it.
I infused it with the mint.
Yeah.
Because I'm crazy like
Because
that.
you're crazy
But
like
that's
that.
also good muddled. So what was I saying?
I don't know.
What am I talking about?
How much?
That's it. I don't know know what I was saying. I have no idea what I was saying.
Just take a sniff. And
Take
just
it. Oh,
be
it's
transported.
so good.
So that the reason why it is like the mulled wine is the syrup that I added. So you know,
This smells good.
that again it's just another layer to it. But if you want it more simple, I mean, I do that sometimes just when I have wine that I need to get rid of. Red wine that's getting ready to go bad. If I'm, you know, going to the pool or something, I'll just throw some club soda in it, and I like that.
It's so good.
But yeah, so
I love this. I love this.
yeah,
We tried it with the Barbera too, right? And
Yeah.
it was a little. I think it was the Barbera was a little too big for it. Maybe was that it? I don't know, but this combo.
yeah,
Hey,
I like
this
this. Good. I like the Pinot Noir, but you know, it was tough. It was a tough call. I think that
Yes.
I don't know that you can pick a bad one to do it with. I mean, if you like the wine, throw some club soda in it.
I can't get over the smells.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
smells.
You know what?
Delicious.
The smells, I think, are because they're infused. You know,
Really, yeah.
so because what happened was we made some samples of them, and we were testing and tasting, and we're like, okay, yeah, these are good. You know, and then we're like, maybe we should muddle it, you know, and get more of the flavor, and then it was better. And then we had to go on with our day, and we couldn't sit drinking wine all day. So I covered them up and I put them in the fridge. And then later that night, you had one and I had one, and we were like, wow,
It was really
these are
good.
better.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you have time, but maybe that's something you do like the night before or even the morning before, if you're going to have people over for the pool or something, instead of, well, in addition to doing your fruity water, you can use your wine for the day. Stick it in the fridge with some herbs and let it just sit there.
I never thought of that, but that's exactly what you did. It's really good.
Yeah.
The grapefruit on that and the mint. Yeah.
So I don't know which one I like better. They're so different. Sydney says the clove syrup smells amazing with the grapefruit. Great job, ladies.
Yes. I like this one better.
Yes.
Better than,
They're very different.
they're
Yeah.
very different.
Yeah.
But this one is
That's
more
funny because
appealing
you
to
like
me.
white
And I
wine.
am, yes, the white one.
You're the white wine.
But you like
lady.
number 2 better?
Yes.
I think it's probably just because, like, Boy, yeah. And Boy said, what did she say? She said, oh, the flavor's lasting longer on your palate. And I think maybe that's what you like too, because that Tarima is so light by itself already. I mean, it almost tastes like a hard water or hard seltzer.
Yeah.
You know?
When we just did it like originally with the seltzer, like we just put the seltzer in just like you would a normal spritzer. And it was so
Is there-
light.
is there wine
in here?
Yeah. It could be
That could
dangerous.
be a problem.
Yeah.
Super dangerous.
Sydney says sangria of a different family, tasty with all the cheeses too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that seems like it'd be good. So we have that Barber's 1833 cheddar cheese on here, claim to fame, the oldest cheddar cheese in production, I believe. We have a smoked Gouda on there. Is that this one? Uh-huh. And then the other one is the Schellenbell.
Okay. I like them all.
So,
Yum. Gigi says yum.
Joy likes number 2 more flavor than the first one. Yes, I did post the wines from last week. They're on the Facebook page, Joy. It took me a minute, but they're there. So we had the Druhan, La Forêt, Chardonnay, Terrain, Sauvignon Blanc. We got a Novelty Hill Syrah, Tres Picos Grenache, and then there was a Merlot. Was there a Merlot? What was the Merlot?
I don't know, but there was not a muy vedra.
There wasn't a Merlot. No. It was the Boomtown Dustin Valley Cab Sav. So they're posted on Facebook, Joy. I'll have to go back and see. Okay, Daniel's waiting, you guys. So
Hold on, we're gonna get him in.
All right. So gosh, we're gonna need more glasses.
Stand by.
I can grab them.
Okay, sure.
Daniel, I don't know what you walked into here. Hold on. I'll get you in the stream.
Wow. We need lots of glasses tonight.
Hi, Daniel.
Hi,
Say hi.
everybody.
Hello.
Can you hear me fine?
Yeah. So Daniel, thank you so much for coming. I'm Kate, and that was Christy, and we've got a couple friends with us here. And everybody out there in the virtual world, but we did like a little pre-party here, and we were like, oh, let's add a couple wines onto this, because usually we have 5, and we just wanted to add a couple more. And then Christy and I were like, well, maybe we should make them into some kind of cocktail too. And then so we did fake, they're not on your level. We basically made spritzers, but they were fun and we had a good time. So now we want to see like the real deal, and you can tell us who you are and what you have for us.
Well, don't discount what you've done, because fun and having a good time are what I believe to be the base of, everything hospitality. So as much as I do take what I do seriously, I don't take myself too seriously at the same time. So, I like to keep things lighthearted, and ultimately, if you're not having fun, then, none of this is worth it. So, about myself, I was born and raised in Jacksonville, Florida. I spent my college years in Gainesville, Florida. I got into school at UF, had no clue what I wanted to do with my life. Didn't last long at UF, but I stayed in Gainesville for 6 years. I entered the hospitality industry there. Originally just liked the flexibility of the schedule. I like that I could work at night. I'm pretty nocturnal as a person. I really like working in an environment that lets me be busy, and I really just don't function well sitting still, to be honest. So originally that was what I liked about the job. But I found a career and a passion along the way as I explored more about distilled spirits and cocktails. And I found a way to provide for myself a little better than I thought I might be able to. And, I've made a life out of this. So I feel lucky. I feel like I throw parties for a living. And I think I'm really fortunate to be able to say that. Even now in this COVID environment, I'm helping you all throw a long distance party. And I think it's, I'm again lucky to be able to say that. I have a lot of fun doing what I do, and I try to make sure everyone I'm involved with when I do stuff like this is having a good time as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
So Daniel, on the screen, the comments that come in are live comments.
Okay.
So you can ask them questions, or they'll give you feedback and stuff. So feel free at any time to read what they're saying or ask them questions. They love that.
Okay. Let me see. I already see a couple. Sydney said the clove syrup smells amazing with grapefruit. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, we use clove syrup with the last.
Okay.
With our spritzer, we tried to jazz it up just a little, and we put some of that in there. It was good.
It was good. Ariel thought
it was delicious.
I think it's delicious.
Joy Huff enjoyed the potato chip pairing. That's cool.
Yeah. That was your suggestion, right? Was that your suggestion?
Yeah, Brandon reached out to me. I imagine Brandon is normally who you have on these calls. He said, do you have any food pairing recommendations? And I was just trying to think of something, knowing what your setup is, I was trying to think of something you could easily get to everybody. And I just thought, I don't know, I love the salt and pepper potato chips from Cape Cod. And
okay, well, guess what? Now we have, he told me the salt and pepper. I did salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said salt and vinegar. Okay, yeah.
No.
Now I have a new addiction, so thank you for that.
You and me both.
All right. Well, you want to tell
I'll
us?
get the ice together.
Educate us on these fortified wines.
Okay, I'll start. I'll go over what the products are first, and then we'll make the drinks if that makes sense.
Okay.
All right. So I'll start with Cardamaro. I will say, admittedly, I'll ask. I may ask you to fill in for me as far as where the wine knowledge of the stuff we're talking about today. I'm not wine savvy, incredibly wine savvy. I know how these products are made, but I don't have a long background of dealing with wine, so I can talk about what these are, but you probably know more about the actual wines that all of these are based on than I will. So with that in mind, we'll start with Cardamaro. I'm going to bring it up to the screen so you can see the label. I guess maybe everybody's seen this already, but
Well, I mean, we kind of.
Cardamaro is coming from a producer, fourth generation producer in Piedmont. And they've been making Moscato wine for the better part of 100 years now. The Bosca family, if you're familiar with any of their Muscat-based wines, they are one of the few founding wineries in the region that is still owned by the original family that put the winery there. UNESCO has designated them a World Heritage Wine Site, so we're proud to have products from them. And there's a lot of provenance and integrity behind the production of this. And we, as a category, we call things like these Vino Amaro. Basically, that translates to bitter wine. Amaro or Amargo or Amari, those are all words you hear from that part of the world in reference to, wines that have been wines or distilled spirits that have been made bitter by different roots. Gentian is a common bittering root. Wormwood is a common bittering root. Vermouth is just the same word for wormwood, but in a different language. And quinine is a common bittering root. We see quinine in things like tonic, gin and tonic. The quinine is what makes tonic taste like the way it does. The specific things we're tasting today are made bitter by things other than those big three bittering agents. Cardamaro specifically is, as I mentioned, Moscato base and then barrel aged. I'm going to check my notes here. I'm going off of memory, but the two bittering agents in this are Cardoon and Blessed Thistle. Those are both artichoke relatives. We see some other Amaros from similar parts of the world that are flavored with artichoke. This kind of style of drinking, or this becoming something that was commonly drank, was originally rooted in medicine. People would find different herbs or roots that had medicinal properties to them, and they had started to learn that alcohol was shelf stable, especially distilled alcohol. And the thought was, let's put this medicine in this thing that never goes bad so we can have medicine forever, essentially. The science didn't quite work out the way that everyone thought, but we ended up with delicious beverages as a product. So I'm gonna pour myself a little sample of Cardamaro.
So can I tell you something, Daniel?
Please.
When Christy and I were trying to, get together some marketing stuff for this, and we were I was so perplexed when I got the ingredient list, and I was like, I don't know how to, are these white wines? Are these red wines? What are these? How do I pair this? I don't know what to do. And so that's why I reached out to Brandon. I'm like, I just need help because I
didn't even know what this looked like.
But we saw the Cardamaro, and she and I were like, oh gosh, I don't know about this. And then we made up the mix, just guessing. And then we were both like, oh my God, this is amazing.
So good.
So don't be scared, people.
Yeah, smell it. Don't be scared.
Yeah.
These types of products do come with some training wheels because, this isn't what you find in Publix. This isn't something you see in every liquor store you go into. But again, we're proud of the provenance. We're proud of the history behind these products. And I'm certainly here to help you all understand what you're drinking a little better. There's no specific answer to when you're talking about things of this category, their base may be different. Like I mentioned, this is Moscato based. Our next product we'll be tasting is Marsala based. You have some stuff in this category that's the base is Mistel, so not even an alcoholic grade product, but basically the leftover liquid from wine fermentations that is non-alcoholic that gets fortified with spirit. So the base varies a ton across Italy and other parts of Europe, but I'll definitely mention the specifics of the product we're drinking and taste don't be afraid to get into what you have in front of you. It's not going to be that much stranger than anything else you've had, and I think the drinks are super tasty. So.
Yeah, on the nose, this is like really like not what we were expecting at all. And so Daniel, just so you know, everybody, like for all the cocktails, we pour, you know, the into test tubes, so
Okay.
then they're making their own.
So yeah, everyone is going to be making their own. So they want to know what to do with that. So
All right, so I'll go ahead and get to mixing up for the Paloma, if that's okay with everybody.
yeah, it's smoky, but
I'm going to be using what I call a jigger. This is a fancy word for bartender measuring cup. Looks something like this. That being said, if you don't have that handy to you, that's okay. If you have something at home, if you have like a quarter cup measuring cup, that would measure 2 fluid ounces just like my jigger does. And you can kind of use that to roughly estimate, you know, if you fill a quarter cup measuring cup 3/4 of the way, you'd end up with 1.5 ounces of liquid, which is what we're going to be using. That's how much Cardamaro we're going to be using today. I'm also going to, before I do that, I'm going to grab a couple of different grapefruit sodas.
so Danny, so you know, they can just pour their tube right into their glass, and then
Okay, perfect.
we measure the syrup, and they can just pour that. And
But smell the syrup. It's so.
Okay, so I'm going to start by adding the grapefruit soda. The reason I'm doing that is because the sugar in the syrup and in the Cardamaro will cause the liquid to sink right away, which kind of lets the drink mix itself if there's already grapefruit soda in the glass. So I'm going to ice my glass. I've got ice here, and this is my empty glass. I'm going to ice the glass. I'm going to go about 2/3 of the way with grapefruit soda. I brought a few different ones just for examples. Squirt is super popular in Mexico. Ting is really popular in Jamaica. And then I also got grapefruit flavored Topo Chico, which would kind of be like grapefruit flavored LaCroix. This will be more like a skinny, low calorie option if you want. That's what I'm going to use today. But what did you end up getting for grapefruit soda?
we just had the clock. So
Okay, perfect. This will work. I'm gonna go about 2/3 of the way on this. Let's see roughly how full. I'm sorry, I'm sitting at my dinner table. I'm really tall, and if I was gonna stand and do this, the angle would be weird. So
Here's more.
go ahead and pour in your test tube of syrup and the Cardamaro. I'm going to do the same.
we are
A
not
lot of moving parts here. Bear with us. We're popping.
No rush. I'm not in any hurry to do anything. So
Okay.
if you want me to go slower, then tell me. That's fine too.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm going to answer some questions in the chat while you all catch up to me.
Holy
Sydney says, so you call this a job, lucky guy. This one was awesome with the chips, and I had chocolate-covered blueberries. Ooh, I want chocolate-covered blueberries. This would make an awesome adult snow cone. I've done that a few times. I've absolutely done adult snow cone pop-ups, and I absolutely agree with you, Sydney. Joy Huff says, I could have said that 30 seconds quicker. I wonder what she meant.
Oh, she meant like chill the glass with the ice and then put the syrup in. She had already poured her Cardamaro in her glass.
Okay, well, just as long as you get everything mixed up. That's ultimately the goal. I was telling you the order operations I used. I apologize for being late to that. At this point, you could drink this on its own. I like the balance that lime brings, so I'm going to squeeze a couple lime wedges into mine, but you're more than welcome. Ultimately, you just need to like what you're drinking. I like a little brightness and freshness in mine. If you ordered a Paloma in Mexico, they would crack a bottle of squirt, they'd pour some soda out, they'd pour some tequila in, and then they would hand it to you with a lime in the lid, like in the opening of the bottle. That's how low maintenance Palomas are in Mexico. So we're going far beyond what they normally do for this drink there.
This is amazing.
This is so good. Wow, you kind of blew us out of the water here, Daniel.
What's your-
Wow, this
It's like
is
a little bit sweet. It's
Yeah.
a little bit like hard. It's a little bit.
This is what I was trying to explain before when we were drinking our little spritzers. I was like, wait till you try with the fortified wine and the amazing simple syrup and all of that. Like it's a whole new level. It really truly is a cocktail, you know? I mean,
For sure.
it's like, there's a lot of layers to it.
yes.
I love baking spice and grapefruit a lot. I find an excuse to put cinnamon in anything. And I felt kind of the same way about cardamom and clove here. The cardamaro is barrel aged for a short amount of time too, which adds another layer of like depth and adds some caramel notes that I think the cardamom and clove kind of complement. And then again, lime just to provide a little brightness and acidity with all the richness we have going on in the drink otherwise.
Yeah. Did you hear Tracy? Tracy was like, yes, this is good.
I didn't hear that, but I'm glad you all like it as much as I do.
Either. I'm like a straight up wine girl. And this is delicious. So good.
And it's like so different.
It feels so sophisticated.
Sophisticated. This is Ariel over here. She refuses to be on camera.
Hi, Ariel. I forgive you for being shy.
She's on camera all day.
Yeah.
My dad's in the background. My dad's in the background in our kitchen, so we've all got guests in the house. It's okay.
Hi, Dad.
So, you know, the thing that I love about this is like, you know, I like a vodka soda. I love a Manhattan or something like that, but sometimes you don't need to have like a heavy cocktail like that. I feel like this, you know, I mean,
What's the alcohol?
I know that the alcohol content is a little higher than it would be on a regular wine, right?
Yeah, these are, so I mentioned the basis Moscato, the Cardamaro is 17%. So the way these are made, you'll infuse all the herbs that you want to use in something like this. You'll infuse them into the wine. You'll get that flavor to where you want it. And then you'll proof up with neutral alcohol. You'll proof up the wine. So this is proof to 17%. That's done mostly for shelf life, to be honest. You know, this just lasts a little longer on the shelf in a store or at a bar or in the fridge because the proof is a little higher. That's, you know, it gives people like you, or like, you know, say a coffee shop sells wine and they want to be able to make drinks, but they don't have a license in Florida. You need a specific license for distilled spirits over, you know, fermented beer or wine. Products like this let people like that create cocktail experiences for people without the ability to buy distilled things. So we get some similar flavors.
Like for the shop.
Oh,
like,
I know. Yeah, we could make these in here for sure. Okay, so I saw what we did for our customers who are out there. We did the recipe sheet for what we're drinking, but then we also went to the website, and you know, they had cocktails listed for ideas, so we printed them out, just a few of them for each of the wines that they gave us.
Awesome.
Found it really interesting. You know, I tried to pick ones on there that were things that they would already have, so they could not have to invest in a bunch of different simple syrups and stuff. But I think, you know, we could, I've talked to Brandon about bringing in some of these syrups so that, you know, you can play around with that. And I mean, as you can see, you just need a little bit and it totally changes, you know, it takes it up a whole nother level. So the price, did I not put the price on there? Joy, what's the price?
Joy. What's the
I can tell you roughly. I mean, I don't know.
Well, we printed them online. We have them online. I'll go look. In the bottle tasting, right?
Yeah.
I imagine these would retail for around $25.
Let's see what it retails in GG&R.
$847.
Yeah.
Such a bargain.
I like it with the almonds. Let's try the.
Okay, so wait. So was this the one that you paired with the chips? You were saying the chips, or were you not specifically?
Yes.
Yes, the cardamaro we have listed in the shop for $26.
I was close.
And the bottle of syrup, so Kate has a couple bottles of those now, and she'll probably get some more in, I'm guessing. And those are $12 a bottle in the shop. The Royal Rose cardamom syrup. I have it right here.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see here, you don't need much of that to get something done in the drink. These are super potent. They're concentrated. They're made to, do a lot of work in small amounts, like teaspoon amounts, quarter ounce amounts. And yeah, I'm glad we have these to sell. They're great. We have a bunch of different flavors too. If you want, I can read you off just so you and your fans have an idea of what we offer. And then we have cardamom clove, ginger lime, lavender lemon, orange vanilla, raspberry, rose, and 3 chili syrup, all from the same company and all the same price.
Okay, we're gonna need some of those.
Orange vanilla.
Let me see if I have any questions in the chat from everybody. Let me catch up.
Sydney says, I owned a cafe bakery in California, and my wine distributor wanted me to make some of these for my fondue nights. They were very popular. Sydney, my gosh,
You owned a cafe and bakery?
How do we not know this about you?
I feel like I don't know you anymore.
She should be teaching this class. What am I doing here?
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to have a chip. There's another plate right there.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well,
I should have got some chips for myself. I made the mistake of not doing that. But next time we do this, I will get the same food pairings that I recommend, and we can share this experience together.
The chips are really good with this.
Are insane.
I mean, I don't know. I love chips. I mean, hello.
I mean, it's just a little salty, a little sweet. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're just doing what we know works. Like humans are simple creatures, right?
I liked it with the almonds too.
The almonds are good too.
Yeah. Let's do the chocolate.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think we have a winner here on this cocktail for sure. And I think I'm going to get some of those other syrups in because this is fun. I mean, just to play around with.
It adds a whole new level. Like when we first smelled this one, we were like, oh God, what is this? But, I mean, the way this recipe,
it's so light and refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are all going to be everything we make with something 17 proof is going to be like half the strength of a normal drink. And these are, I like to refer to things like this as crushable. I imagine you probably have some wines you feel are crushable too.
Yep.
It's another benefit of these. And I mean, I'm all for in this class or in any class we would do in the future, or if I ever we do something like this in person, I'm all for demystifying drink making. I think it can be intimidating for someone to think about like the thousands of drink recipes that exist in the world, but they can all be simplified down to balancing, sweet and sour or bitter and sour. And then, the spirit you choose to do that with will change the name of the drink. But a gimlet is a margarita, is a vodka sour, is a sidecar, like the spirit changes in all those drinks, but it's still just, besides the spirit, you still just have citrus juice and sugar. And if you don't think about it in like the broad specific terms, just think about the generic terms. It's like Legos. All the pieces fit together. The colors just might change. I try to explain things that way and just simplify the way, make someone more comfortable with mixing stuff up.
For the moms in the group,
but what I thought was interesting too about some of those recipes that they had posted on there, and I'm not sure that I included any on here. If you guys are interested, Google them, they'll come up. There's a ton of recipes, but I would be interested to try. I noticed that several of them had gin in them. So I kind of would be interested to try that too. I don't know. I kind of had like a French 75 kind of feeling in mind with that. But
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm happy to take that. Happy to go down as far down that rabbit hole as you would like. I've tasted more gin than anybody I know. I used to. The last bar I ran was called the Gin Joint. We carried like 60 gins. They were all in this big map of gin. It was. Yeah.
My gin knowledge goes as far as Hendrix, which I love, and what's the Sapphire? I mean, that's it.
Oh, that's not true. We have another one that we like.
Oh, yes. Brandon gave us one that we love, an aged gin.
Yeah.
And it's
Ransom?
bourbon.
It's amazing.
Ransom or Bristow?
What?
It'll be Ransom or Bristow.
Okay.
I don't know, but it was delicious.
Delicious. And we loved it.
Can't sell that here, though.
Sure. Are you all ready for me to go to the next?
Yeah,
let's do the next one.
I'm just doing the ice.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Ice the cup.
Ice.
Do we do this the same way? Ice the cup first?
This one I'm probably just gonna kind of like mix back and forth. You could shake it if you had a cocktail shaker. I would just say like take 2 glasses and kind of mix it back and forth so you incorporate everything and aerate it a little bit. But it's a little different since we're not topping it with something carbonated. We can mix this one a little bit ourselves. You don't want to do that with the fizzy stuff because you'll make a mess. But I'll explain what we're dealing with here first. So this is Vesuvio from the Trento Adige region of Italy, North Italy, just south of the border of Austria and Switzerland. The base of this is Marsala, and Marsala is not super traditional in North Italy. It's not really, there's the bottle there. The bottle is beautiful.
It's so pretty.
It does. Marsala is not traditionally made in North Italy, but where this product is made was on a key trade route in early Italian history. You know, when you were taking stuff up through Italy, maybe you brought something into an Italian port, you were traveling north through the country and you wanted to get through the rest of Central Europe, you would stop in this same region. This is another 4th generation producer from the Cappelletti family. All the stuff they make is like this, wine based and very herbaceous and mildly bitter. They were founded in 1909. This is Marsala infused with wild blueberries that are like really, really tiny and sour. Scrub pine, which is a pine tree that grows to be about, the height of half a human, maybe like waist height. They take the pine cones and when they're in season and dry them, dehydrate them, and then infuse that in Marsala. And then also Chinese radish, which provides like a smoky note, kind of like almost like a charred sort of flavor. Taste that on its own if you'd like. Tell me what you think.
I mean, this one, there's a lot of raisin. Like, you can almost smell like a dried fruit. This one definitely smells on the nose. Smells better than the other one. But I love the other one.
Vesuvio is very approachable compared to other things in this category. I think the blueberry, the fruitiness added from blueberry, it just makes this really friendly. This is great. And this and lemonade is great. I wanted to make something a little more interesting than that today, just so you felt like you got your money's worth. But mixing this with lemonade is absolutely delicious. I'm going to go ahead and start mixing up mine. That's okay. I hope everyone will do the same at home. Joy says, I'm not pouring till you talk those steps. All right, I'll talk through what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put 1.5 ounces of Vesuvio in my cocktail shaker, and 1.5 ounces of coconut water in my cocktail shaker, and 1/2 ounce of lime juice. And I'm going to shake it up and serve it with ice. If you don't have a cocktail shaker, just take 2 glasses at home, put all those ingredients I just said in one of the glasses, mix them back and forth with some ice, and then if you don't have enough ice in the glass, then just top it off so that your glass is full. But also, this is something where you could make a couple servings and share with someone. This recipe scales up pretty easy. Just equal parts of the wine to coconut water, and then a little lime juice to again just balance and provide some freshness and acidity. I'm going to be drinking this out of a little fancy Bordeaux glass.
Oh, maybe I put too much coconut.
Does anybody have any questions? This is
Although
the
we're
favorite Dairy Tropical.
There's lots of mixing.
There's
I'm not doing
mixing.
anything. I'm just watching all of them do all the work.
Also, this is very hydrating. Coconut water is great for you. Coconut water is about as hydrating as you can get outside of just straight water. It's like nature's Gatorade.
And we get the lime, right? Ooh, we get the lime?
Yeah.
Also, for everybody at home that has, if you have any other spirits on hand, I think this template works great with anything, any base spirit. You do, equal parts coconut water and tequila and lime. You have a great, skinny margarita with some coconut flavor to it. You could do the same thing with gin. Any like light unaged spirit, I think this template would work, and you'd have something you were happy with.
That's
Juicy.
8 there.
I'm juicing my lime here. And I'm going to add ice and just shake it up. Say it again.
Caramel coffee.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Mm-hmm.
Say it tastes like caramel coffee?
That's what it tastes like to me. Yeah.
Not so much the coffee.
I'm surprised to hear that. I think the color of this is pretty. Cheers, everybody.
Brian says it's Steve's favorite. Cheers. I'm eating chocolate with this. It's so good.
The sea salt chocolate, I mean, let's be fair. That goes great with everything. But I think it goes great with this.
It's so delicious.
Yeah, try the little square caramel dark chocolate and sea salt with that.
Okay, as we all are chewing caramel.
I'll talk through it while you all are
Okay,
getting
good.
through this. I don't know. I feel like coconut water is underused as far as drink ingredients go. It's something I think is really flavorful and also, low cal and fairly healthy, which always helps, especially for, drinking at home. We all have probably families to help take care of and work to get through in a day. We can't just go around on a weeknight having a grand old time always. But mixing a little bit of something like this with something alcoholic is a good way to pace yourself.
Wow, that is so good. It's very different. I really like it with the coconut water.
I do too. Like I said, I think this is a template that works. Sorry to interrupt you.
It's really rich. It feels, yeah.
Like that's an awesome dessert with the chocolate and this. Really nice.
I feel like I'm in a wood paneled room.
You know what?
She feels like she's in a wood paneled room.
Let's try the strawberry.
Ooh, interesting.
Is it-
Okay.
Are you smoking a cigar?
Might be. Yes.
I might be.
That's funny.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
your cocktails were better than ours.
Don't feel too bad. This is all I'm good at, so it's all I do. It's all I've done for 2 years.
That's okay.
No other useful skills to bring to the.
Oh my goodness, that with that sea salt chocolate.
Sydney says I put some crushed mint with it. Pretty tasty. It isn't bad with anything that's on the platter. Wishing I had some of those magical pecans. Oh, it would be good with the sweet and spicy pecans.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. Brandon also asked me if I should recommend a garnish with any of these. I was just trying to make everything easy to replicate at home, but I mean, you're not going to hurt this by throwing any delicious herbs on top. Mint, basil, anything of that type of thing. You're gonna.
You need a whole bunch of garnishes.
Yeah, that's what
It sounds like y'all are eating your garnishes, which is the best way to go about life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it.
So
I'll try the mint.
what do you guys think? What's your fave? I don't know. I mean, they're so very different.
Very
I think
different.
This
The-
is
go ahead.
sorry. This one, I love this one, but the first cocktail you made, I think, is my favorite. It's just
Cool.
lighter and more of a
Yeah.
lighter kind of
Yeah.
version, So
Yeah, I feel like they're both awesome in different ways. You know, I mean, like this is very for me. This is very specifically like a after dinner dessert kind of thing, which is awesome because I used to love in my younger years. I used to love an Irish coffee, but that's
Okay,
a
me
little
too.
for me now, and I don't drink coffee anymore. And I'm like, well, gosh, I mean, I can do a port or something, but I'm always like, I want to dessert something. Like I could totally do that and be happy.
Yeah.
The other one I would drink more like on a regular kind of basis. It's so light and deceptive, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I thought that one was super refreshing. So, but I like both.
Oh my gosh, the votes are coming in.
I did definitely want to try and make them not feel similar to each other, you know, like with only making 2 drinks. I thought it was important that they be, you know, polarizing, I guess. Maybe that's the wrong word, but.
That last one is definitely an après drink.
Yes.
Après.
But it would be nice with like, I love chocolate cake.
Oh,
Like, can you imagine
Lava
like,
cake?
Yo, God. Now you're
Flowers.
speaking my language.
flourless lava cake.
Oh my gosh.
Karen says
German chocolate cake is like the peak of human existence, in my opinion.
All right, Karen. And the Paloma, Loy likes the Paloma.
so does Joe.
Oh, yeah. That I think that was.
Joy likes that one the best too.
Karen said she would drink both again. I appreciate that, Karen. Loy is eating dates. Dates would be great. Figs would be great with this too.
Yeah.
You know, Karen, I really like that syrup too, and I was, you know, I was a little afraid of it, you know, because it's like, almost like it's gonna be
So
like,
overpowering.
yeah, but
yeah.
I don't know. It's really if you just use just a little bit of it, then it just adds a depth of flavor that you shouldn't be scared of, I guess.
Nope.
It's a little Christmassy, I feel like, on its own, but I've always enjoyed taking flavors people associate with a specific thing or time of year and trying to figure out ways to work them into other seasonal, you know, like I said, I use cinnamon on everything. I think about cinnamon when in terms of like holiday baking and Christmas a lot, but cinnamon's also great on like fresh fruit. You know, I love putting cinnamon on pineapple, which isn't something I associate with holiday eating at all, but I've always liked the contrast of making something we think of in a certain light and juxtaposing it in a way that's fresh.
Syrup was a game changer.
This was so different, you guys, than what we normally do. Like normally it's 4 wines where, you know, you're tasting things that you've tasted. I mean, not that you've tasted before, but like you kind of expect. This was totally unexpected.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love it because it's a little more outside the box than was for it.
Yeah, yeah. And to have
it's more complex too, but it's, you know,
It's fun.
yeah.
Very fun. I love this.
Daniel, thank you so much for joining us and
Of course.
opening our minds and our taste buds to something new. That was super cool and kind of a lesson and like don't be afraid of trying some things that like I swear, you know, we were like, oh gosh, we're not gonna like this, and we loved it. So
Yeah. It was very, like you said, like it was a little overwhelming because it was like, oh my gosh, what is this? How do we do it? Like,
I didn't know
I
didn't know how to even sell it to these people because I was like, I don't understand what this is.
Well, I appreciate the trust and the vote of confidence, and like I said, I'm really here for the demystification of any of this. So, I mean, if anyone wants to reach out to me outside of this conversation, I'm happy to provide you all with my contact info. I do this stuff as a job, but I do it for fun too, and I love, you know, sharing with people and helping them feel more informed. And again, thank you for, you know, being willing to try something unique and different. I think I hope to come back and do this with you all again. So.
Yeah, and I think that this is definitely a more fun, like in person when you can
Sure.
you know, do it. So we will keep that on the books for when we're doing that thing again.
yes. Thank you so much for your expertise. This was awesome.
Yeah, it was delicious.
That was
Of course, anytime, and don't hesitate to, you know, reach out to me, even if it's not super work related.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Oh gosh.
Cheers, y'all.
All right, cheers, Daniel. Cheers, everybody.
Bye bye. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, we'll see you. Bye, Dad.